everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. I've got a very Peri look for you guys. Obviously, we're very Peri over here. Today's video is going to be all about the very Peri color. If you're not familiar, this is the Pantone color of the year. I feel very inspired by it. A little side note, my dog's name is Peri, and so, you know, anything Peri, Periwinkle, it's my favorite. And I just really wanted to create a nice little Periwinkle video. I did actually post a video all about the Pantone color of the year, trying to find the perfect Periwinkle color in my collection already. So if you want to see that video, I swatched all of my Peri shades for you. I'll have that linked in the eye down below for you. That was so much fun for me to film, but I kind of wanted to build on that because I picked up a certain eyeshadow duo. Okay, so this is from Give Me Glow. This is their little eyeshadow duo that you can build yourself. They're all singles. I'll have them linked down below, but I got the shades Peri and Wink. We use them for the eye look today, but I want to run through really quick with what I'm wearing right now because everything is Periwinkle. And then we're going to do like a little shop my stash for all the rest of the products that are going to be on my face, and then yeah, we'll create the look together. So let's start like head to toe. So first off, we have this scrunchie, and this is from Shirley Is. She hand makes these scrunchies. They're so high quality and I have a ton of them. I also really love her headbands. Definitely suggest her support small businesses. I gotta just like spread the love for her for a second there. So next up are these earrings. I actually did make these for myself. We do have a small business where we sell earrings. These are not a part of that. I just made them for myself. So I felt like they were fitting for this because the little Periwinkle sort of bead represents my dog named Peri. And then the little crown is for my dog Henry, aka King Henry. So that's kind of where those are coming from. My shirt is from Kohl's. This is a long sleeve shirt, and I also have the matching bottoms. I'm not wearing them because it's like 90 something degrees outside and it was hot, but I do have like the matching bottoms. They're very cute. I got them from Kohl's for a really good price. You should definitely check them out. I'm gonna have all of the things linked below. And then I also have these nails. I picked these up at Target, and it's the first time I've ever tried the press-on nails from Olive & June. So these are the length medium and color BP, and they're just the press-on nails, the instant mani, and they're in this nice periwinkle color. I was actually kind of impressed with the packaging of this because there's actually 2 layers of this top piece with the nails, where they have like, I guess, their most used sizes, and I was able to find one in each tray per nail. It made it a lot easier because when I have nails, typically you have to like kind of dump them out on your table and sort through them and try and look at the little bitty number on the bottom and match them up. But with this one, I'm gonna try and show you guys without spilling everything, but the nails still have the thing on the bottom. The numbers are also like right around the rim here, and so if I try them on, like on this one, you know, if one of my fingers was the size 9, then I could just pick up the tray and pick up the size 9 from the other one, which I really liked that. It made it a lot quicker for me to lay the nails out that were the right size for my nails. And then it also comes with, you know, like the file and the glue, and they have extra nails in here, and they have really, really tiny and really large nails. So if you have larger thumbs or smaller pinkies or something, then you will probably have a good size in here. You would be able to find one. Like this is one of the larger thumb ones, and then they have the little bitty tiny pinky ones as well. So I was pretty impressed with how they had this packaged. I think that's everything I wanted to run through before I went ahead and did the shop my stash and then created the look. So let's go ahead and just shop my stash a little bit for the makeup that we're going to use to create this face of makeup. Okay, I don't know where my handheld little tripod is right now, so hopefully it's not too wobbly for you guys, but I figured we'll just start up here. The sun is actually like pretty close to going down, so I'm not going to use any SPF just because of the time, but my skin is very irritated and dry today, so I'm going to be grabbing for some moisturizing products. I'm going to start out with the REM Beauty eye cream, like the under eye one. I'm kind of thinking the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one because it's a little bit more of like a lotion than just like a watery kind of consistency, so I'll use that. And then I want like a pretty glowy makeup look, I think, so I'm going to use the Glowish Skin Tint, and then I will use that either underneath or I'll mix it in with another foundation. And actually, let's use this one. This is the Catrice True Skin Foundation. I recently had this in a haul, and I ended up keeping the shade 007 Cool Nude. I've never tried that combo with the glowish one and this one, so we'll try that out. From the eye drawer, I want to use an eyelash curler today. And then I also think I'm going to end up doing black liner. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the NYX pencil liner and the e.l.f. liquid one. I forgot to get a concealer, so I need to find one of those. I regret I should have gotten the concealer from this line as well, because now I want to try it because I like the foundation. But, oh well, too late. Let's see. I think I'm just going to end up using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion because I'm trying to use that up. And then that was everything from the eye drawer as well. I'm thinking about like a very extra makeup look today. So I am going to use a cream bronzer. I think I'm going to use this one from Bare Minerals though. So this is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow bronzer. It's in the shade Faux Tan. I'm going to grab both of the Flower Beauty blush bombs that are a little bit more neutral. Also I have like some super glue on my fingers from putting my nails on, so sorry about that. But I'm going to use the shades Cinnamon and Pinched. That way I'll have both of them out. I'm not sure which one I'll end up using, but the focus is supposed to be on the eyes today, so I want like a more neutral kind of blush. And I also think I'll go ahead and grab this Ginger Honey Cookie blush from Etude House because it's a little bit more neutral. I'm actually really excited to pick a product from this drawer because this highlight from REM is lavender. It has like a periwinkle sort of flip to it, so you can see like compared to my nails, like it's pretty similar. So I actually think I'm going to use a little bit of this as an actual topper, kind of like it's intended to be used. So I think, because I want it to be more neutral, this is supposed to be in my project pan bin, but I'm going to go ahead and take out the one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo. It's a little bit more like neutral on both sides. And that should be it for that drawer. I have a feeling I'm going to have to revisit the lips because I don't know if I can pick a lip until I see the look. But for now, I'm actually going to pull out this duo from Juvia's Place. This is the Juvia's lip liner in So Rare, and then also the lipstick in the shade Muted. I'm thinking I might go this route, but I'm not too sure about it. So we might just have to pick something else. Lastly are just these two jars, and I think I'm going to try out this lash primer from Essence. I've only used it, I think, twice, so I would like to get a little bit more of like a good thought about it. And then, I don't know. So I got this mascara from Freck, and this is the one that I mentioned that transfers onto my lid. I got this in PR via Octoly. It's really nice, but I have been noticing a little bit of transferring. So I kind of want to, I'm going to be using all of these. I'm going to start with this, use the Freck, and then see if the Essence tubing mascara can help it from transferring. Very extra to have 3, I know. And then for brows, my favorite combo right now, I have not been able to put this down. This is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. It has makeup all over it, but it's still amazing. I love it. And then I'm also going to use the Milani Weekend Brow. And for this look, I'm definitely going to want this eye primer duo. So this is the matte eye primer from Ulta Beauty, and then the NYX glitter primer for my shimmer shade. And I think these are all the products that we're going to be using. So let's just go ahead and create the look, except for the eyeshadow, which of course I will share with you when we use it. So I want to go ahead and do a little bit of skin prep first because my skin is feeling very, very dehydrated. So I want to use this primer from ColourPop and then also the REM Beauty under eye cream. So I think I'll use that one first. It's not really a cream, it's more of like a gel, and it's a cooling gel. I don't know like long term how much it helps, but what I can say is that I've used this probably about 10 times now, and it does feel very refreshing and just cooling under the eyes. But I also have only ever used a couple of eye creams. This one I really like just because of the way it feels. So long term, I don't know. Definitely if you have a store near you, like an Ulta near you that sells this, try it out first because that's what sold me on it. Is I've never felt a texture like this. I did hear Soph compare it to the, what was it called? The Becca No Pigment Foundation. I never tried that or anything, so I don't know. But I could see where she was coming from. Like, it definitely looks similar. So if you've tried that, maybe this is like a similar kind of thing to that. But it does kind of blur just a little bit, but I don't know like how much it blurs. Okay, then I'm going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh primer. I love this stuff, as you can tell. It just feels so refreshing for my skin, and it helps all of my makeup sit on my skin so much better. And this and the ColourPop foundation are just like a match made in heaven. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna apply to any of you, but if you have tried the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer, and if you have tried the Catrice HD, or no, the Catrice True Skin Concealer, the one that goes with this, let me know. Do you like them, even if you only have one or the other? Like, what are your thoughts on them? Because I'm kind of wanting to try a concealer like that, because I'm thinking about getting rid of my e.l.f. one. I don't know, but I don't have a lot of concealers, and I really want to try a new one and find a new favorite, but I'm between the two of those. But I wish I had ordered the Catrice one with my Catrice order. So, okay, we've got it prepped. I'm probably gonna add another layer of that primer in a minute, but I have not even swatched these yet. So these are the Give Me Glow Cosmetics eyeshadows, and they're in the shades Peri and Wink. Obviously, like the whole theme of this video. So I wanted to wait to swatch them until I could swatch them with you guys. So I got them today. I'm very excited. All I did was take them out of the little packaging that they came with and put them in here. And I did have a little bit of primer on my fingers, and you can see like that showed up on the packaging. Honestly, the packaging feels pretty cheap, but it was only like $2, and I wanted a place to be able to keep them, because I do have a palette where I keep a bunch of singles, but I wanted this to be like its own little duo. So you guys might know I already have the Pastel Dreams palette from Give Me Glow, but I was so sold on this. My dog's name is Peri, and I had to have it. Love the color and everything. So I want to go ahead and swatch these with you guys and see if they feel like the ones in my palette. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this. Okay. All right. So that's just kind of what they look like, just picking them up. And also, I don't have anything like on my hand or anything. I just want to swatch them. Oh wow, that's really pigmented. That's so pretty. Okay, let me try and make them a little bit prettier for you guys, but I'm not gonna dip back into anything. Oh my goodness. That is so reflective. I was so tempted to try one of their like multi-chrome sort of eyeshadows. I forget what was the one called that I really wanted to try, but they were like $22 for one. And I'm sure it's worth that. I'm sure it is, but I just can't do that right now. Okay, so I want to, of course, just use really the two of these in the duo, but I do want to have something in my transition. So I'm going to take the shade called Bear, and this is the Huda New Nude palette. And this is just something, it's lighter than my skin tone. It's a really light cream color. And I'm just going to blend this into the crease and up as kind of like a transition shade towards the brow. I did get some feedback about how when I mention a product pretty quickly, like this is the Huda palette, that sometimes you can't catch what I'm saying if you're not maybe familiar with the brand or something. So I don't put that on the screen, and there's two reasons why I don't do that. Number one, most people that watch my videos know like the kind of the brands that I'm talking about. And the second thing is because in my description box, I always list like everything that I'm using. So if you're curious of anything that I used, then this is eyeshadow. So just go in my description and look where I put eyeshadow, and it will be listed there. This is just the cutest thing to me. So yeah, I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna just barely tap in to the shade Wink, because I want to build this up as slowly as possible. I'm holding up this palette, but I'm not using it. I'm just using a mirror. So I'm gonna lightly start blending that on the outer edge of the crease. I picked up a tiny bit more. I'm gonna kind of pat that on the outer corner of the lid and keep blending. The shade is slightly deeper than I thought it would be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a little bit deeper and more pigmented than I expected just from looking at it online. But something I really like about the shades in the pastel palette is that they blend really well. You can blend them into multiple other shades, and so I'm assuming it's going to be kind of similar with this one. So I'm just going to blend and see how blended out we can get it. Okay, that was the third time to pick up just a little bit more product. I want to start to kind of build up the intensity of it. So you can see it's a little bit more pigmented here. And then again, I'm going to make sure it's all the way to the inner corner. There's a little bit of like skipping here, you can see. That's the primer underneath. My skin is extremely dry today. I should have put that eye cream on the lid as well, but I know very well that that's what that is because it did it to me yesterday as well with just a neutral palette. So that is not this eyeshadow, that is just my skin. Okay, I went back in one more time. Just gonna kind of pack it on the lid now. And then ever so slightly blend this into the crease. I am going to use my NYX glitter primer. I have noticed that Give Me Glow's shimmer formula is a little bit more chunky, which I don't mind at all, but I just prefer that kind of formula with a glitter primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of this onto the inner half of the lid, and then we'll go in with the shade Peri. I'm actually going to surprise myself a little bit here. I'm going to try this out first with a brush just because I'm curious to see how it does. This is the Sigma E55 brush, and I'm just going to tap it into the shade and then press it on top of the glitter primer. That's very subtle, but I do want to kind of build it up to be a little bit more metallic. So I'm just going to pick it up on my finger now and press it onto the lid. Yeah, that's much more what I was wanting. And then I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush, just kind of blend the edge here. I'm going to go ahead and catch the other eye up, and then it will be back to add a winged liner and some mascara. Actually, I might do that off camera because winged liner just takes me forever. Okay, I went ahead and did the steps I told you guys I was going to do, and I also curled my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Volume Booster Lash Primer from Essence. Like I mentioned in the Shop My Stash portion of this, I've only used it, I think, twice, maybe 3 times. So I really want to try it out. The question that I have, and I really should have messaged Amanda about this before right now. Amanda is the one who made me buy this on Instagram, but I wonder, like, when you put the primer on, are you supposed to wait for it to completely dry before you use a mascara? Because I feel like if I try it and it's like not completely dry, then my mascara wand gets the white primer all over it. But then if you wait, is it like a clump when you put the mascara over it? That is a question I've always had about lash primers. And I think it's a big reason why I've never really gotten into them, because I've tried a handful in the past, but I just like never sure what to do with them. Today I'm gonna try and let it dry. Hopefully that's the right thing to do, because I've tried it where I just kind of let it sit for a minute or two. Not so sure about it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna add another layer of this primer because my skin needs it. Typically I would put on a moisturizer instead of just so much primer, but I don't know, I just wanted to use the primer today. I feel like I look like Yzma with these lashes. I know she has the black lashes, but just like how pronounced they are, I'm just like, pull the lever, crunk. I'm gonna try the mascara from Freck. This is the Lash Rocket Mascara with Lash Enhancing Peptides. I have used this several times. This was sent to me in PR via Octoly, but this is the most luxe packaging of a mascara I've ever had. It's very weighted. It feels so nice and so luxe. The wand itself is actually really pretty. My camera has the hardest time focusing on mascara wands, but it does have rubber bristles, but it's honestly really nice. It's a very natural mascara, at least it has been since I've had it open, but it's been transferring slightly on me, which I don't love. Oh wait, yeah, this seems a lot better now that it's dried more. Okay, maybe I've just been using primers completely wrong. Okay, I'm actually loving how this is looking over the primer. This mascara is just so luxe feeling, I'm telling you. It's like so weighted and nice. When Kelly Gooch said that about the Pacifica one, and now is on my wish list because I love a weighted mascara. I feel like it's so nice. It just feels so luxurious using it. Okay, before that completely dries, I'm also going to top it with this Catrice Glam & Doll Easy Wash Off Power Hold Volume Mascara. This is a tubing mascara. Again, it's got the rubber bristles, and supposedly tubing mascaras can help your mascara from transferring, so I'm layering this on top of the Freck one. So here's what they look like if you were curious. I feel like they look really nice. I don't want to look up because they're not dry yet. I don't want to get it on my lids, but yeah. So let's go ahead and do the face makeup. I'm going to kind of go a little bit faster through this just because it's not the point of the video. So I want to start out with the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I think I'm just going to apply this first and then put foundation on. So I'm going to use this sponge. I used the sponge this morning, so it's a little bit damp, but it's not super damp. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. Again, I kept this in the shade 007 Cool Nude. You guys might have seen in my haul video, I wasn't so sure which shade I was gonna keep. So I'm just going to put this on my skin. And I've actually been enjoying spreading this out with a brush first. I'm using like a flat top sort of foundation brush. This is the Spectrum, I don't know what. If you guys missed it, I updated you on my stories on Instagram, but I'm noticing a lot of like a breakdown with these brushes, like all of a sudden, and I really didn't notice it until I mentioned that. I noticed it the day before I put that on my stories, and now I'm looking at this, I can't even read the name. And like, that's why I love this brush so much, like initially, was because of the pattern, like the stars, but they're all rubbing off. I'm like, I don't know about that. So that's honestly really disappointing. If you missed that, go over to my Instagram, and I made a highlight. So if you go to my profile, you'll see the highlight that's labeled Spectrum. Full disclosure, these were sent to me, but it's very important for me to share my honest opinions about products, whether I purchase them with my own money or not, because you guys know I did purchase the KJH brushes with my own money, and I'm just noticing that the quality is like not holding up the same. You could tell, and I mentioned this, that it's not as heavy as the KJH ones. Like this one, well, in particular it is because it's so thick, but in general, the KJH ones are like heavier, but I wasn't really worried about that. But then the breakdown of these brushes, like as I've been using them, has been quite disappointing. So I'm not sure if like the brushes were of a higher standard with Katie Jane Hughes because she's a makeup artist and she was like not gonna put her name on something that wasn't incredible, which is good because I actually really trust Katie's opinion. She's my favorite celebrity makeup artist, and that's honestly why I purchased her brush set. I spent, you know what, $225 on it when I got it. And the other ones, the Zodiac ones, are just like breaking down, and I've only had them since February, so it's kind of disappointing. This foundation and going over the glowish skin tint is looking quite yellow, so that's probably not a good combo moving forward. Okay, I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty concealer, but I have a feeling I'm gonna end up using another one because I need some coverage today. I did use a makeup wipe and clean up the outer edge, which is why my eye is a little bit red. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out and see if I need any more coverage or not. This is a pretty like medium coverage concealer. They label it as full coverage, but it's not. Especially since I have so much like purple on and blue. I don't want my under eyes to look blue. I want to make sure that I've canceled all of my under eye bags out as possible. So actually I think that that's enough coverage. Don't judge the foundation like too harshly on my skin today. I don't know if you guys can see the way I can, but my skin is really, really rough today. Even though my skin is rough, I am going to use a powder. This is the Bite Beauty Changemaker powder. I have it in the shade Light 1. Did you guys hear that Bite Beauty is going out of business? I am pre-filming this video, so you've probably heard by now, but as I'm filming this, the news just came out yesterday. I don't really know that it's news because like their stuff was on clearance for months and months and months and months. So we kind of saw it coming, but I am disappointed. I think they're still going to keep up their lip labs. They're going to keep those open though, is what I had seen. So that's good. I was going to use cream products, but we're just going to use powder because I'm putting powder all over the face. My skin's already struggling and I don't want to confuse it with putting cream over powder. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo. I'm going to start with the bronzery side of it. It's like a neutral bronzer. Try not to mess my hair up. This is the first time in a long time I've tried a sort of like slick backed look like this with my hair, but I'm kind of into it. I'm loving like the bronze kind of look with all the periwinkle, especially since it's a neutral bronzer. I feel like I wouldn't like it so much with a warm toned one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the highlight from this as well. And then I'm also going to use that powder blush that we got. This is the Etude House Lovely Cookie Blusher in the shade Ginger Honey Cookie. It's not cruelty free. I did have this before and kind of made that transition to only buying cruelty free makeup. Hopefully I don't regret, but I'm going to bring it over the nose. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm really excited about this, but I'm going to just go ahead and do it. I'm going to go and use the REM Beauty highlighter topper. I'm going to use that same highlight brush. This one's in the shade Miss Neptune. It's like the lavender shade, but it does have a bluish sort of tint to it, like a shift. So I feel like it's actually pretty fitting for a periwinkle video. Pretty lightly dust this on, just for like a little extra something something. I'm adding even more Peri to the look. And I feel like next to the periwinkle shadow, it really does pull the periwinkle out versus it just looking like a purpley pink sort of highlight. I like that it has like that bluish tint to it instead of the pink one. Shift. I don't mean tint, I mean shift. I don't know why I keep saying that. But my under eyes crease. Even though I set them, they will crease. I have to put shadow underneath them because I don't want them to crease. So I'm just going to go back into the shade called Bear from the Huda palette, and I'm going to run this along the lower lash line. That is a tip for you guys. If you have a hard time with your under eyes creasing, even if you set it with powder, use an eyeshadow. I don't know why, but I honestly like don't even care that much to put powder underneath the eyes. And if you want to look like this, where you can't really tell that you have shadow under the eyes, just use this shade that's pretty close to your skin tone, kind of like a powder shade, because I don't know why, but it just really makes mine crease less, like right underneath the line. Not right here, but right on the lower lash line. This shimmer shade is not light enough for me to put on my inner corner, so I hate to use so many palettes in one look, but I am going to dip into this shade called Sassy. This is from the Persona Identity 1 palette, and I want to use this as my inner corner highlight. When I say I hate to dip into so many, I just mean for a video. I actually really love dipping into multiples when I'm just like having some creative fun with my look. Okay, and then what I will do is go back into that pencil brush, or no, this is not a pencil brush, a flat shader brush that I had the Peri shade on, and just dust it over that. And then what I'm also gonna do is take that same brush and dip into our REM highlight topper. Just a little bit, like I'm gonna dip in there and just add a tiny little bit so that the inner corner pulls like Peri, but just in a very subtle way. So I'm going to use the combo that I showed you guys in the Shop My Stash portion of this, the Milani Weekend Brow and the Anastasia or the ABH Clear Brow Gel. I'm going to do it off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I got the brows on, so I'm going to add some of this setting spray. Hopefully I don't ruin the look with this because it's almost gone, and so it kind of like spits at you. Also, my neck is irritated. I scratched it, so now it's super red. Okay, I feel like that helped so much. My skin was just looking like a desert. And then I'm gonna press in the setting spray just a little bit. And for the lower lashes, I'm just gonna use the tubing mascara. Oh my goodness. My neck is like so sensitive. I don't know, my face isn't really that sensitive, but dang, my neck sure is. Okay, I'm gonna try that lip combo that I showed you in the Shop My Stash portion. So this is the So Rare lip liner from Juvia's, and then the shade Muted also from Juvia's Place. Actually, I kind of like that. Okay, I feel like it needs this gloss. So this is the This Is Milky gloss from NYX in the shade Cookies and Milk. I think I'm happy with how this has turned out. I think I'm gonna call it done. This just like lifted my mood so much. I wasn't like in a bad mood or anything, but I don't know, I was just kind of feeling like, oh, I don't know if I want to film today or not, but I need to, and yeah, and then I'm so excited with how this turned out. Okay, so a little bit of final thoughts just about the Give Me Glow duo. I wish that I had picked up, I'm sure that they have one, they have like a ton of shades. I want this shade, Wink, in like slightly more of a lighter tone because it was a little bit tricky to blend it out as light as I wanted it to. I'm so fair skinned though, so I definitely understand like a lot of people would probably really like this. I love the shade Peri. Let me know down below any other videos that you want to see from me in the future on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.